No one showing late night. Nothing but illustrious guests. Miro, who do we got in the building today?
We got singer, songwriter, actor, you know what I'm saying? She does it all, you feel me? You know what I mean? We go way back like a do-rag flap. Andra Day is in the building, y'all. Give it up one time.
Yeah.
Give it up to the homie. She's been with us for 3 networks now.
Yes.
This is our third one.
Yeah, that's right.
She's been there. She's a veteran. How is it going?
Oh my God, it's going great. And congratulations, y'all, on all the success. Because y'all was
Listen.
talking when I was on there years ago, but y'all have blown up even more. It's amazing. So
Thank you so much. And then the fact that you were there on the early days, that means more. You know what I'm saying? You didn't wait for the Obama interview. You didn't wait for the Biden interview.
We had the little the graffiti signature table.
That's right. Oh, wow. Yes. Oh, wow. I forgot that he's, yes. Oh.
Yo, going even more back to the MTV, like, yo, corporate event days. You know what I mean?
Oh, you was performing. I was like, sing it, sis. Sing it.
Yo, sing that shit. We do 2 ghetto-ass motherfuckers in the back. Sing that shit, sis.
Sing that shit. Sing that shit. Say it over your chest. And now, look, 2021, you got some new hardware. I believe you won a little thing called I believe it's called a Golden Globe Award. Give it up. Give it up. All right, for portraying Billie Holiday. How does that feel? Because we saw the video, the actual live reaction when you found out you won, you with your family and everything. How did it feel? Because we've been nominated for stuff. No, nothing Golden Globe level. You know what I'm saying? We got some other stuff.
Yes,
but how does that feel?
No, we 2 peas in the pod in here. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
No, it just feels, the best way I can really I mean, it's crazy because this world is like new to me and it's so different. So, but it just feels really, I just feel grateful, like that's really the only word I can really come up with is just gratitude, because, people are seeing the performance and they're seeing, but they don't see all of the work and the effort by Lee and by everybody, my cast, my acting coach, my dialect coach, my family even, and everybody. It's like so many people who were involved in making that a great performance. So, I just feel like it makes me love them even more and feel closer to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fair. Did you go into that like feeling a little nervous? Because it's like, yo, it's Billie Holiday. You feel me? This is an icon.
I went into that. First of all, I didn't even go into it at first. I was like, hell no, I'm absolutely not doing this.
I do the vocals.
No, a little nervous. Right. I was like, y'all hit me on the flip side when y'all need that entitled song. I got you. I'm going to do the entitled song. We good. But I was really like, for me, it was that it was more than nervous. I was terrified. And so I really, my manager first brought it up to me. I said no, and I meant no, because I was like, listen, my nigga, I'm not an actor. This is a terrible idea, And, but they kept pressing. I didn't understand why they kept pressing because I'm like, why? They're like, we feel like you'd be great. I was like, y'all have never seen me act before. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I haven't seen me act before.
Right.
So, but I did meet Lee. I agreed to meet with him because his managers were like, oh, he totally wants to meet you. First of all, niggas be lying because he did not want to meet with me either.
That telephone game get fucked up.
Yeah.
Right. We sat in that first meeting like, so you want to meet me? No, you want to meet me? No, you want to? I was like, wait a minute.
Hold up.
We were like, why are we
Bring the
here?
check.
Yeah. We were like, this was so we were like, why are we here? But I met him and I really just fell in love with him, and I think he could see in me that he was like, oh, she doesn't really care about this job. She just cares about Billie Holiday and not being terrible. And I could see for him, he only cared about the fact that he didn't like that the government was able to successfully keep Billie Holiday's true legacy from him because he's a huge Lady Sings the Blues fan, as am I. It's one of my favorite movies. But, we know now that was not the full accurate picture of really what the government had the government going after her and her role as really the godmother of the reinvigorated civil rights movement. So he considers himself somebody who's knowledgeable when it comes to Black history, and he truly is. So I think he felt this chip on his shoulder slighted that the government was able to keep the story from him and the world, so he had a real dedication to her, and we both had a mutual fear to overcome. And y'all know I be praying about everything. So I had to pray about this too. And I was actually trying to pray it away. I was like, God, you right. This is a terrible role. And why would I do this? And this is so crazy. And then it was like, do an act of great faith. I was like, damn it.
God, believe in yourself.
Cap,
Yeah.
you got this.
Right?
Yes.
And you know what's crazy? Miro, he sounded just like you, and he said exactly that.
That's where the prayers are answered.
Listen.
Yeah, no. So we dove in. He connected me with Tasha Smith, my acting coach, Tom Jones, my dialect coach, and we just had to trust each other. You know what I mean? And really, really soak up everything we can to honor her legacy properly.
Word. As potential actors, you know what I'm saying?
Come
What does
on.
an acting coach bring to the table? Because like, is that goofy shit that you feel like, yo, I'm doing goofy shit right now,
Yes,
like
yes.
drills and stuff like that?
Actually 100% that. I mean, first of all, my acting coach was Tasha Smith, so she also just brought that beautiful, very real Black girl energy, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that belief in me, like, and the woman, I mean, she would pray over me because she knew about my spirituality before we would start. But she really, yes, the first thing is like those weird jitters where you're like, you know, where you have to run a scene and she's like, okay, say the lines. And then I'm just like, get out of here, John Levy. And they're like, you just feel like,
you feel weird for saying it.
like weirdo shit right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then she's like, again, do it again. Or to confirm for you, like when you've done something that feels weird, and she's like, that actually looks great. You know, it's like, you know, or the moments where you felt like I was so convincing, and she's like, nah.
Yeah, she's like, nah, that was it. It was like,
It's something about what feels comfortable to you on camera does not read on the camera. I've learned this even in taking, they got me 11 million photo shoots now. And so I've learned, like, if I feel comfortable, like this feels natural, it probably doesn't look good on camera, it's not reading. So like, it's a similar thing. So she helped me to get out of that. She also just helped me to inform Billie Holiday with a real human being, because I had done a bunch of research, but she was basically, you know, you've got to fill her with you. You know, if there's no Andra in there, then we don't get a person. And so she really helped me to dredge up, you know, just kind of like painful memories, joyful memories, things that were very visceral. And she also taught me how to use everything in my present. So like, as people, when shit hits us and it's traumatic, we go, great. We either compartmentalize, or as I say, I lay it down so that we can move on and be healthy. And so in the acting world, I was like, y'all niggas on some other shit, because you got to hold on to every iota of emotional pain or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that you can be present and really give a very honest, authentic performance. So she taught me how to do that. And Lee taught me how to do that as well too. And the best thing she taught me too, though, was to be like water, to be like clay. You know what I mean? She said, ultimately, you can prepare as much as you want, but what you need to do is when you get on set, you got to be ready to change at the drop of a dime with whatever he needs. So that was very useful. So, I mean, so much, you know, she taught me so much. She really taught me, I guess, how to act, you know what I mean?
So are you ready? You're ready to take over Hollywood now. Like, you did it. She's like, yo, I'm gonna do the soundtrack and the lead. Fuck that.
Yes. How were you able, and I mean, like you were saying, like you were kind of nervous about playing this role, but and it was just like the ability to show that she was an addict, but show a humanity to it. How were you able to pull that off? Because, you know, you see certain shows, they are not able to do that. Like Law and Order, every now and then, they got crackheads looking wild out here. You don't even realize that they're humans. You know what I mean? Like this, like just showed the full, like it was part of her and the part you couldn't ignore, and you portrayed it. How were you able to like get that across?
Well, first of all, thank you for saying that. That's very kind of you. I think it just has to do with having an actual understanding of what addiction is. You know what I'm saying? And Billie Holiday in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, she understood it. She was one of the first and one of the only people to say at the time, addiction is an illness. You know, we need a hospital, we need help, we need treatment. That was groundbreaking, you know? And so, so it's really understanding what addiction is as an illness. It is a mental illness, and it is something that stems from trauma. You know, it's also something that our community, understanding that in the Black community particularly, because what you're talking about when you say addicts out here looking wild and blah, 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 and all this stuff, that's only us that they really portray like that. And I'm not going to parse words here. It's Black and brown people.
Talk about it.
You know, I saw an article years ago that showed a young white girl on the cover that said the new innocent face of addiction. You know what I mean? I said, well, what's the old face? You know what I mean? It's the criminal. And so I think it's also understanding that, first of all, the war on drugs did not start, you know what I mean, in the 80s and the 90s and the 70s, 80s, 90s, you know, but it started really in the 30s and the 40s after being so blatantly injected into our communities. You know, they're finding any way to criminalize Black bodies, right? So that they become property again. So it's understanding addiction. It's understanding what the war on drugs actually was, which you learn from the movie was truly crafted to actually go after Billie Holiday and then used as a tool to continue to dismantle Black influence and Black leadership and unity. So when you understand the war on drugs, when you understand that race is actually at the center of drugs in America, that, well, as far as the war on drugs go, that when you understand addiction as an illness, you know, and understand what she was up against, you know, of course, then I had a natural empathy and an understanding for everybody who really goes through that. And I think that it also just comes from, primarily empathy, also sitting with, I sat with a lot of addicts. I sat with former addicts. I sat with people who owned, sober homes and sober living homes. And they really taught me just everything about the need, you know, understanding that addicts ain't just, especially when it comes to heroin, they're not just getting high no more. They're actually trying to just get well. And most of the time stave off dope sickness so that they can live.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so they taught me everything, you know, how to tie off above the muscle, how I would have held
on the vein.
Has to find the vein, what the nod is actually, what's actually happening when you nod, when that happens, when it hits, the focus, or the fact that really what was great was that the fact that your brain will respond as if it has heroin in it already, just at the idea that it's going to get heroin. You know what I mean? So it's just, there's a lot of people who helped out and made sacrifices and were very, very forthright with me.
And like, shout out to you for not, like you said, like not mincing words, but like, you know, now that all the stuff is pharmaceutical, it's an opioid crisis.
Oh, absolutely.
But when it was tearing up, running through our communities, tearing it up, you had people lining up around the corner to cop dope. You know, they're all criminals. They don't need help. They're just criminals. Well, you know, Tyler in Staten Island that's eating 20 Oxycontins every week, he needs help.
He needs
help. You know what I'm saying?
He's a victim. He's a victim of drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we're the criminals, I guess, of drugs as well. But you don't even got to go that far back. Well, you got to look at the George Floyd case right now. What they're trying to do, portraying him as this awful, what they tried to do, you know, well, he was an addict and he was right away. You see, so I'm like, you have juxtaposition of culture and race. You know what I mean? You've got that right there. The way they're portraying George Floyd versus the way they're portraying a white kid or a white teen or a white college kid that OD'd, you know what I mean? Or was maybe high and did something terrible to somebody else, or they're all a victim of drugs. So I'm like, you got to go to the trial, you know what I'm saying? And you can see the difference in culture and that cross section, intersection of race there, you know.
Got you.
Yo, but listen, Andra, you're a musician, you know what I'm saying? That's how you came in the game.
That's
you know
what I
mean?
do.
That's what you do. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying?
What she does.
Talk about it. She got the pipes. She got the range. She got everything. I read a review of you that was like the most like flattering. It was like, yo, she has the ease of Amy Winehouse with the vocal range of this one and the this and that. And I was just like, yo, they're right though.
Unstoppable confidence of Eartha Kitt. I saw
that one. I was like, yo,
that's a great quote right there.
I was like, hey, yo, I was like, but they not wrong. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Anna wrote that, and I'm just playing.
But all right, but here's my question. Here's my question. You're a singer. To play Billie Holiday, you had to smoke, right?
I did, yeah.
How? Like, and I read an article. It says like you lost like 40 pounds. You was slamming cigarettes. You was going hard with the hard liquor.
Yeah, I did.
Are you okay now? Like, are you back?
Yeah, I mean, I am okay now. I definitely feel more balanced now than I did. I will say it was a lot. I mean, you know, it was a whole body, mind, spiritual altering experience. It was paradigm shifting, really. You know? Because it's a lot of things. So there's things that are similar. We're both singers. We're both Black women living in America, but that might be the extent of it. But, but you know, also even just sexually, right? Like I've actually made a commitment to myself to be abstinent. So I've been abstinent for the last like almost 7 years now. So that was, you know, just a whole other thing. And cussing. I didn't cuss. Last time I was on y'all's show, I didn't, you know what I mean?
That's true.
I'm still trying to work that out now, but or you know, or do drugs or drink or smoke cigarettes. So, and I did lose weight. I did, you know, in not a healthy way as well, because you know, I didn't want to get on set and my body looked like I can't walk on set with like a 6-pack. What kind of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? It's like Billie Holiday, like really hard body Billie in 19.
It's like, yo, what's up? What's up?
Right, like Billie Holiday just
Billy Blank's Holiday.
What's up? Ready to sing? We ready to sing? What's going on?
Right, like ass sitting, she just like bump y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all welcome. Like that's not cute. So because I'm playing a real human being. So yes, it definitely took a toll mentally, emotionally, and honestly, I'm still a little bit trying to find my way. I won't say out of it anymore. I've accepted the fact that she is now a part of who it is that I am in the season, and that's okay. And I have to be able to not just be happy, but I need to celebrate it. Yeah. And I loved having her in there, so I welcome it. But yeah, the vocal cords took a bit of a beating, I'm not gonna lie. So we're still trying to get that together. My ENT is a little not happy with me right now.
what is
the ginger tea, honey? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like what's the remedy for that? Because
surgery is where we at right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's kind of rough, but you know what? But yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I'll just be honest. It is. That's where we at with it. But I honestly gotta tell you guys, I would do it, just exactly the same way as I did it before. I don't have any regrets. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm a praying person. God will work it out and it'll be fine. And so it's fine. I'm still singing and I'm still
you good.
Speaking of Billy's, I seen Billy Joel live one time and he bought out some weird spray. I don't know, my wife made me go. I'm not a Billy Joel. Yeah. She made me go. She's like, yo, I want to go see Billy Joel for my birthday. I was like, all right, I'm gonna take you.
Okay,
so I went. And then he said he had a little spray. And then he's like, yo, I use this. This has been working for me for 40 years or some shit like that. He's like, who Madonna put me on? It didn't work for her. I was like, damn, my man just took a shot at Madonna on stage.
Wow.
Goddamn, bro.
Wow. I ain't no way. Billy Joe savage like that. Okay.
He's a savage. He's a savage. That's very aggressive. But that's not, you don't got any other, I have
singer spray and I do use like Manuka honey and all that stuff. I mean, listen, the reality is most singers have some type of, stress on their chords and all that stuff too. Because you do so much singing and so much talking is really what it is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's gonna cause some wear and tear. So I'm not really too stressed about it. I don't got a whistle register like I did before, but that's okay. I'm gonna be straight. You feel me? Like we're good,
Here's my question for you. The last time you seem a lot more relaxed now than you did the last time you were on the show. You seem more comfortable. You seem like you're in a very good place right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sitting in my office, so that's like helpful too. Plush pillows, you know what I mean?
It looks comfortable. Listen, that's where the Zooms happen.
No, I mean, I think so. I think there's, and I'm still like, the reality is I'm nervous anytime I go into any interview, any show. I'm still nervous now, but there's more of a thing where I've accepted, like, this is just going to happen. It's okay. You know what I mean? And I don't really have to, at the time, they tried to have me do all kind of, I only did 2, to be honest with you. I was a little stubborn. But they tried to have me do like the, what's the thing they teach you, media training or whatever?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. We had to learn that. We from the Bronx.
We had to learn that.
I was like, nah. I did 2 of them little things and they started talking about stuff about my shoes and I was like, I'm out. Sorry, y'all. So I was like, if it's crazy, it's gonna be crazy. If it's good, it's gonna be good. And that's what it is.
I have to feel like yours is a little different than ours. Ours is just don't fuck niggas up.
Yeah.
Don't punch this thing in the face. Don't do that.
They were like, don't admit to crimes that y'all did. Right. Don't say actual specific locations of altercations. You're like, all right, cool.
Listen, that wasn't media training, nigga. That's street training. I'm not gonna tell you back in the car. I'm not gonna tell you about the neighborhood and me and my man's jacking the car back in the day. That's just some hood shit. I'm not gonna.
That's the hood shit. That's shit. We just keep it on the hush, like. Shh.
And they will never ever know. But
no one needs to know. Oh my God.
But yeah, I also think there's like a little bit of the role. Like I feel like, I realized that like, and I think this is something that God really dealt with in me or is dealing with rather in me. And hugely, so much, I've grown so much from that role is that I deal with so much inadequacy, feeling inadequate and feeling unworthy, and now I guess the term is imposter syndrome. You know what I'm saying? For it. And I still deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like I still absolutely deal with it. But I think that God really used this role and Billie has really like just made me braver. And not in the sense that fear doesn't happen and I'm not uncomfortable, but it's like, I'm gonna just show up and I'm just gonna trust in the spirit and I'm just gonna love on whoever it is I'm talking to or who I'm singing for. And hopefully it's a mutual, exchange, and it'll be beautiful. It'll be whatever it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? And I think that's what like makes me appear more comfortable.
Listen, that's the mindset you need nowadays. That'll get you far.
Yeah.
That'll help you be able to, any obstacle in front of you'll be able to face it.
Absolutely.
Now, listen, shout out to you. Congrats again on the Golden Globe Award. Wait, gotta ask before we leave. Where you got it? Do you have it like as soon as you walk in the house? Or
you know what? It's actually in the living room on my credenza under the TV. It's still sitting in the box.
Oh wow. Wow.
I didn't know where to put it. You know what I'm saying? And so my mom got, these awards, that's for my mama and for my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's their awards. They be like, you didn't earn nothing. We did. You know what I mean? Like,
we raised you right.
Yes. They're like, yo, that's mine.
She probably gonna put it in her bedroom on her dresser. Like,
listen, you gotta let her live. You gotta let her live. Oh man.
And speaking of love and compassion and all that stuff, I really sincerely appreciate you. Shout out to you. You sent me flowers. I was man down with the Rona. Thank you. That brightened my day. I didn't even go hold you. That brightened my day. And it was perfect timing because it came and it was my Easter centerpiece for the table. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, hey.
Wait, first of all, I love when that works out. My house was looking like a botanical garden during the Golden Globes and the Oscars.
Oh yeah.
And people would send me all kind of flowers and plants, and I was like, "This is perfect." Now I got something to put on my table, on my island, on the.
It was looking good.
That's really why I sent it, brethren. You know what I mean?
Oh, look at that! What a kind-hearted soul, friend of the brand. Yo, everyone that comes on the show is an illustrious guest. You know the vibes. Everyone gets a neon sign. What would you like your neon sign to say?
I always want to encourage people, so I would say, okay, I'm just gonna say, don't let fear make your decisions for you. How about that?
That's beautiful right
that.
there.
That Bodega.
So good.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
good. Bow at the Bodega. Yo, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Golden Globe Award winner Andra Day, the homie. Yo, welcome to the DESUS MERO YouTube channel.
That's right, you know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, you know what I mean?
That's right, we got a lot of digital content in here to keep you up in between our shows. So be sure to like, subscribe, and click watch another video. We out.
Hit all the buttons, watch man videos, holla.